We are back on To Tell the Truth. Let's meet our next team of challengers.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Tara Jean Cusack.
Number 2.
My name is Tara Jean Cusack.
Number 3.
My name is Tara Jean Cusack.
And panel, it is up to you to find the real Tara Jean Cusack, and here is her story. Please read along with me. I, Tara Jean Cusack, am an author. My first book is called School Biz Is. It's a collection of cartoons about life in school. The characters are based on my real-life friends. Susie is the prettiest, most popular girl in school. I kind of think of myself as her. Some of the jokes in the book really happened to me. Here's one about Susie and her friend Nicholas, who really enjoy music. Susie asks, Nicholas, what is your science project about? He answers, ancient rock. Susie says, fossils and old rocks? He says, no, the beginning of rock music. Now, I'm working on my second book entitled Boy Girl Days Craze. It's a book about why girls don't like boys and sometimes why they do like boys. Personally, I like older, more mature boys. Signed, Tara Jean Cusack. Orson, you'll have the privilege of going first to find our literary genius here.
Well, there are certainly 3 beautiful young women up there. Number 2, how does it feel to be a published author? How did you feel when you first held that book in your hand and said, I did that?
It felt like that I finally did something that I truly wanted to believe in myself.
I think that's wonderful. Number 3, how many copies of the book have been printed out?
300.
How many?
300.
Isn't that great? Number 1, have you been selling them?
Yes.
Do you sell them in school, or where do you sell them?
In bookstores. One store I sell them in is Greenmore.
Oh, I think it must be you. You're giving a plug to the bookstore already.
Christine.
Number 3, what inspired you to write the book?
Well, I just wanted to.
Number 2, who helped you get it published?
Stewart Printing and printing work.
Okay. Number 1, how well is it doing? Is it selling great?
Yes, very good.
Terrific. And number 1, did you illustrate it yourself?
Yes. I drew the pictures. They had to do with my school, and I just picked some kids from my school, and I illustrated them the best I could.
Number 3, how did you decide what friends to put in your book?
Well, just around school and stuff, I just picked them.
Okay. Oh,
David.
Number 2, can I have your bow? Wait there anymore.
Okay, thank you. Number 3, who buys these books?
Kids and adults.
I see. And number 2, do you go out and promote the sale of this book?
No, I just give them to the bookstores, and then they just, like, put them on the racks, and then just say, like, our best sellers or something.
Okay, number 1, in your next book, it says you personally like older, more mature boys.
Yeah.
Like what sort of age would that be?
Well, around 12 and...
Yeah, that's pretty old. Yeah.
Good shot, Orson.
Good shot.
That rules you out, David.
Yeah, I'm just a little old.
Just a little over that 12 mark. Polly.
Number 3, do you also do all the drawings and the writing?
Yes.
You do. Number 2, do you do the drawings and the writing?
Yes.
I see. Number 1, what first gave you the idea of doing this?
Well, I decided that since school is like, I think it's kind of hard in some points, and I just got the idea of doing something that had to do with school instead of just regular comic books, something more interesting.
I see. Number 2, why did you decide to, why do you like more mature boys?
I think more mature boys is for, like, if you get those little ones that are wild, then it's like you have to boss them around. They're like babies. If you get more mature men or kids, they're like, how do I put it this way? They're nicer and sweeter.
I agree.
In my own personal life's experience, I have found exactly the same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
I really
Well,
have.
The school bell has rung.
I did not hear a bell
That
ring.
means your time is up, and your time has come to vote. Polly,
What?
once again, we must vote for either number 1, number 2, or number 3. And all the men here are much too old for them, so... Orson, who did you vote for?
I couldn't resist. I had to vote for number 2. She's the most extraordinary. She should have her own show.
Christine.
I was torn very much between number 1 and number 2, but I went with number 1.
David.
Number 2 doesn't like it.
Well, I just thought number 1's description of older men and the sort of more mature people that she was going to like at the age of 12 was just splendid, so she got my vote.
All right. And Polly?
Well, I was aggravated because when they showed the picture on the little screen with the cartoon girl, I couldn't, it was too far away, so I couldn't tell whether it was a brunette or a blonde, which I think probably would have been very helpful because then I would have known whether it was 1 or 2. So I just guessed. And you really want to know what I... Okay,
Yes.
1.
Number 1. And it could have been number 3, too.
Well, it could have been number 3, but I
Absolutely
think
correct.
it's number 1.
Well, with the votes all in, number 1, you have 3 votes. This panel has a lot of confidence in you. Number 2, you have a single vote. Number 3, you don't have a vote. Well, let's find out who the real young writer is. Will the real Tara Jean Cusack please stand up? Tara, you were wiped out again. Wait, how long did it take you to write the book?
3 months.
3 months?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you have help from your parents or the kids? Did you work on the computer? Did you just freehand it, or how did you write it?
Well, mostly like free-handed.
Yeah, and it's great. Yeah, I hope I get a chance to see the book. It's absolutely terrific. Let's find out who your imposters are and where they go to school at, okay? Number 1, what's your name and where do you go to school?
My name is Adrienne Grady, and I go to school at Vintage Magnet.
Okay. Number 2?
My name is Wendy Baranek, and I'm a 5th grader, and I like to read and play with my cat, Spookers.
Okay. Well, you're all so cute and you're all very talented. Since the panel didn't make one correct selection in terms of their vote, your team wins $3,000. Yes. So, thank you very much for being here and playing on To Tell the Truth. And we'll be back to play one-on-one with someone from our studio audience after this. Maybe they'll give me a loan. What do you think? Thank you for all being here. We'll see you next time on To Tell the Truth. So long, everyone.
This is Burton Richardson speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson television production.